Hello, testing. I hope you can hear me fine. I don't know if it's coming from. Okay, I think it's coming from the camera, so hopefully you can hear me fine. I'm gonna fire through this. I've tried to be consistent with, giving my picks out and stuff like that, but to be honest with you, I just haven't been profitable. So every time I give picks out and they miss, I'm just kind of like, damn, sorry. But here we are. Tomorrow we don't have a lot of NBA games. We actually literally have three. By the way, I do feel pretty shitty right now. I feel sick. I think I do have the fever, unfortunately. Coming into the holidays, it is not optimal. But we have Hawks Wizards. The competitiveness is not exciting. It could potentially be a blowout. It could be competitive. This spread is not very convincing. Um, I think this is going to be a pick'em matchup right here. The Magic versus the Sixers. It should be competitive. It's the best matchup of the day. It should be competitive. They're like one game differential as in their record. I think they're both like 9 and uh, 10 and 8, 9 and 7. So they're both good teams. Should be competitive games. So we obviously are going to be looking for starters overs before we even look at the props. We know that's the direction we want because it's going to be the safest thing. I don't feel confident in this spread. I know this is sharp. I know we're supposed to be trusting them. But damn, I do not trust those fucking Clippers, bro. I do not whatsoever. The Clippers have looked fucking butt. They have looked fucking butt. Last matchups, somewhat competitive, but damn you, I don't trust the Clippers. I don't trust this kind of small spread. If you want to think it's more competitive, then you can go look for starters in that game. For me, I'm staying away because I think there's a chance that could be a blowout. But here we are, as you can see on this one screen, you already can see the two picks that I have selected. They are both Magic players and they are both overs. Now, surface value, not pretty. Let's just look at the Franz Wagner one first. So 40% in the last 5, 50% in the last 10, 40% in the last 20, 50% head to head. Not pretty. It's almost like not in our favor. It's leaning towards not hit. But that's where we get into the filters. So very quickly, taking a brief check at the matchup because we see that Franz Wagner is a small forward. Beautiful matchup, one of the best he could possibly have for the specific statistical category. We look at injuries, Wagner and Banchero. It doesn't really change the hit rate very much at all. It actually quite stays the exact same almost. We're not going to worry that much about this guy. I don't think it matters. Sorry, buddy. But then we make sure to include Bane. We make sure to include Suggs because we know that it needs to be active. So Carter. Who else is a starter? Desmond Bane, Suggs. I think Tristan De Silva or whatever his name is. Yeah, so De Silva is also going to be starting this game. So we got to make sure that that's up. So this is the exact same player situation. We have a 4-game sample size, I believe. All recent. Basically a 50-50 coin flip right here. A 50-50 coin flip. 50-50 coin flip with a beautiful matchup. 50-50 coin flip with a beautiful matchup. Now let's look at away games. We have nothing. Days of rest. We have nothing. But let's keep in mind this. We expect it, you can see right here, we expect it to be a somewhat competitive game. I hope you could see this right here. I hope I'm not covering when it says the matchup, but we know it's going to be a competitive game. I have not figured this out yet. I have not looked. But let's just quickly look if there's been any competitive matchups out of these 4 to see if we can get an idea. This was a somewhat competitive win against the Knicks recently. This was a blowout against the Clippers. So this is not relevant. This is a somewhat competitive game against the Warriors. This is a competitive game against the Knicks. So if we took the competitive games, the ones where it was actually close in score, it would actually be a 66% hit rate, I believe. 67, because eliminating this one does not count. It is not competitive. We have a 60% hit rate with a beautiful matchup. Now, we don't have the away or days of rest things, but those aren't as important, I think, as the injuries and matchup. So, that is why I like that game. Or, sorry, that play. Again, I don't feel good. Moving on to the next pick, we have another Orlando Magic starter. So, briefly looking over the hit rates, we see a lot of red. You know, I understand why you may want to stray away from this. This doesn't look pretty whatsoever. Really quickly, we know that Bane is going to be a shooting guard for the Magic. We look at the Magic to the shooting guard position. It is another beautiful matchup. Heavy favorite. Now, let's consider the injuries. The hit rate in the last 10 gets actually worse. I understand. But let's consider the variables. Suggs is a player. Wow, what a beauty. Am I right? Now we go to Wagner. We make sure that Wagner is selected. You know, fuck. Bane, Wagner, Silva, and Carter. So, interestingly enough, we knew that these three were the competitive games, so he has the exact same hit rate. We can even count this one out and just take it down to a 67% hit rate in similar game scenarios. Now let's see if we have any. Yeah, we have nothing for this. If you asked me, 267% hit rate picks with favorable matchups sounds pretty good to me. So those are my two picks for the NBA. It's a small slate, so 2 picks is not a lot. I understand that. If you're wondering what I'm taking them on, I'm taking them both on fliff. You can see at fliff I get it plus 105, and Franz Wagner you also get for plus 105. So my 2 plays for the day, nothing exciting, nothing amazing, no absolute lock. But what you're going to get is 2 plays that I would feel pretty confident. Like I said, I'm taking them as straight bets. I'm placing them on fliff. I use my own hard-earned money. I put my money on this. And if you are interested in staying tuned and following and seeing picks for another time, another day, maybe when I feel better and I'm a little bit more entertaining, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Also, make sure to follow me and use code Garcino to sign up for PIKKIT so you can track your bets completely free. I don't know why you wouldn't use PIKKIT if you're going to be sports betting, because really it just makes you feel a little bit more responsible, so you're more aware of what is coming in and out of your account. You can see if you have profitable days, if you have negative days. Sign up for PIKKIT, use code Garcino, and make sure to follow for more free sauce, I guess. Shit. Shit.